Guys, welcome to the Flip Lab. Today I'm here with Danny Mcbrinn. Danny and I are neighbors down the street from each other. We go to the same gym, and he's been killing the game out in Phoenix for the last few years. You don't hear as much from him. He's kind of a silent killer because he's actually busy doing deals, not doing a bunch of shit like this all the time.
Yeah.
But great to have you on, man.
Yeah, I appreciate it, bro. Thanks for setting up the studio, putting me on here, and I'm excited to give some value to the people watching and collab with you and talk about some deals, some life, and the changing, shifting market, which everyone's obviously what's going on.
Yeah, dude, it's been good to hear. You know, I'm talking to like a lot of people around town, and I haven't even been doing that many podcasts lately because everyone's been like so down in like the dumps about real estate, like not even wanting to talk about it, me included, right? But it's been cool to see you're still, it seems like consistently, you know, getting deals across the line and making some things happen. Because not everyone around town is. Yeah,
dude. I mean, I'm still, you know, the past 2 months, like candidly speaking, you know, I'm getting my nuts kicked in a little bit. Like we're still plugging along. You know, for a long time we were doing deals consistently, you know, 12, 13, 14 deals a month, multiple six figures every month. And now obviously that's scaled back and we're adjusting our marketing, adjusting our costs, paying attention to our expenses and just pivoting as much as we can with the market. You know, we're still doing deals. We're still making money. Deals are still out there. That's the thing. You know, people get too flustered or too confused per se. Like when there's a shifting market, it's like, oh my God, now there's no opportunity to make money. But really what I think is there is more opportunity. If you're a real buyer, if you can take properties down. I mean, I'm seeing more deals that are sub 2. I'm seeing more seller carries. I'm seeing more opportunities for creative investors to come up to the plate and make an opportunity to make money that way too. So there's always going to be opportunity to make money in the market. It just depends how you shift your exit and work towards that way.
Yeah, I always say too, like sellers, distressed sellers, that's always going to happen. Right. Distressed seller doesn't care if the market's going up or down. You know, family member dies, someone loses a job.
Mesa crackhead, there's always going to be drugs.
Mesa crackheads out there, right? Like all that shit, like that doesn't stop no matter what the market's doing. And then really those people are at our mercy. Right. So like in a market like this, I think there could even be, you know, super deep deals. I was even talking to Brandon earlier about, and I'd like to hear what your thoughts are, but I feel like those hot lists, you know, let's say recently vacant or, you know, out-of-state absentee owners, I feel like they're just not getting hit up as much as they were because like when I was at that casino night with all the Arizona
how was that?
Real estate people, it was a really fun event. Actually, for the second year in a row, we played on Chris Iman's team. Okay. And we won last year and we won again this year.
Nice.
So, yeah.
Yeah, I was in Vegas during that, but I saw that. It looked like a good turnout.
We went to the real casino after and just got dusted at the blackjack table, though.
I had won $600 last weekend in Vegas, so.
There you go, dude. I don't think I ever left, you know, Vegas winning, but yeah. But I was talking to everyone there, right? And it seems like so many people have pulled back on marketing or, you know, maybe they had 10 cold callers going, now they have 2. Yeah. They were sending text messages, now they're not. They had 10 salespeople, now they're down to a couple. Right. So I just feel like those hot lists that do produce qualified leads aren't getting hit up on nearly as much as they were when the market was really strong.
Yeah, I mean, to piggyback off that, it's from what I'm seeing, I'm still having a good of all my marketing going. I've pulled back some. I was doing some Facebook advertising, but we stopped that. It's just that the return that everyone's getting off the marketing now, it's, you know, your cost per goods are way higher and your cost of doing business is higher, and then your fees are lower. Like lately our fees have been landing anywhere between 13 to 15. So if I have a cost per deal, our cost per deal contract close is about $2,700. So I need to make, you know, at least 10 grand a deal to make it worth my time to get the deal, pay for marketing, pay for the acquisition person, have the dispo person dispo it for their time. So it's like you're pumping money into the marketing, but you're not getting the return that you were when you were getting, you know, 30 baggers every other day when the market was good.
Or even like some stuff I feel like just isn't, it's like the house isn't a deal now, where even if you get out a good price, because maybe it's a 3-1 on a busy road, just no one wants it for like certain factors. When things were good, it was like any marketing that came in, if you got at a good price,
anything was a deal.
Someone was buying that shit.
Anything was a deal. But no, I mean, it feels back to like, because I was wholesaling in 2019. That's when I first started. So it was like, you actually have to get a deal. Like, you actually have to get things at a good discount, like with enough meat on the bones for the next guy. Like, hedge funds are not paying 90 to 95% loan to value. And it's hard because sellers are up here expectation wise, and then most of the people are on the sidelines, and then other buyers are down here. So you have high seller expectations, and then buyers which know where it really needs to be at. And I'm underwriting deals based off of what's active and what's pending, and then I'm taking some numbers off the top there. So sellers are seeing, well, my house, 4 months ago sold at X, but then the actives and the pendings are at Y, and now you need to adjust from there. And it's more educating and bringing the seller down, but at the end of the day, they're not going to trust everything that you have to say, so they're going to get the other opinion. They're going to talk to the realtor. They're going to get contracted twice with some dickhead and get canceled and have to get humbled down a little bit. And then they'll come back and be like, oh shit, Rick was right. Like, Rick told me someone was paying me too much. Rick told me that they were going to cancel during their inspection period. Rick told me that they don't even put earnest money down. It's like, that's how most people operate. And to be a real player, it's now educating the seller on what's actually going to happen in the deal.
Yeah, I always think like real buyers, like the investors, they make the first moves, right? Because they're on like the front lines with the flips. They see exactly what's going on with the market. They're paying super close attention to all this shit you were talking about. But then like the agents, they're delayed too.
Yeah, they're
right. Like, they were in denial way longer than investors. Oh, the market's fine, it's great. It's setting false expectations for a lot of sellers, whether they knew it or not, but they were trying to get listings. So then the sellers are like the last people, because they're not paying that close of attention.
Right, of course.
To them, 6 months is not a long time ago. If Sally 2 houses down with that piece of shit house that sold to roof stock for $480,
right?
And it was completely outdated, and theirs is like super nice, and now like they're looking at $400, and they're like, no way. Like the market hasn't changed that much. So there's definitely like that disconnect, and I feel like the past few months we're still in that, buyers changed their numbers, but sellers are still holding on. I feel like they're slowly coming around to it, but I feel like it's a slow kind of drip down.
It's hard, dude. It's a little painful, and it's like I'm seeing it all the time. It's like I have act guys and some deals in my pipeline where it's like I'm watching it get sent out. I'm watching it fucking go down and down until I make the call again. It's like, hey, dude, like, what's going on with the property? Oh, it canceled. He paid too much. It didn't, he didn't do what he said he was going to do. I'm like, that's exactly what's happening. So it does feel like, kind of like you said, like a bleed or like a small drip, to where it's like, I think we're in the core of it, like where that is, where they still need to get humbled and they need to get canceled on it and screwed over to come back to real players like us. So, my prediction, it's probably going to hurt a little bit for the next couple months, but if you have money in the bank, you have good credit, you can weather the storm a little bit, still make some deals here and there, I think you'll be good on the other end.
Yeah. And on top of that too, I think sellers, if they're living in the house, they've been living there a while and they want to move, maybe they even need to move, they can possibly procrastinate or push it off for so long, right? Maybe they could say, no. It's like now 3 months have passed, 6 months have passed. But I think once like a year passes, eventually life happens where it doesn't even matter what the price is. Like, this house needs to get sold. We need to move. And I just think we're still kind of waiting for that to really happen, where sellers just can't wait anymore for maybe, because I'm still hearing it's like, it sounds like rates might come down early next year, then prices are going to shoot back up. So they still are like holding on to things that may or may not happen. But if it doesn't and the market keeps bleeding, I think you're going to get to a point where sellers are going to realize it, and they're going to start like panic selling even.
Yeah.
Which, it's tough that buyers are kind of panic buying from their numbers, needing to be at 60%, but sellers aren't quite doing that from the sell side. So it's tough. Right. And that's kind of where wholesalers generally make their spreads.
Exactly.
Where are you trying to lock up deals in Phoenix right now compared to like ARV?
Yeah, so I'm pretty much it's a case by case basis, obviously, but Maricopa County, Pinal County, I'll be, if there's a 300K ARV, let's say closed, I'll look at all the actives, and let's say I see 280 active, 275. My goal every single time, even for if I'm wholesaling it or if I'm going to buy it to flip it, I want to be the cheapest and the nicest house. So I want to, if I see an active at 275 and maybe some other one sold at 285, 290, I'm going to predict that, hey, I'm going to take a little room off the top of it and probably project like a 250, 260 ARV. And then I'm going to account for more costs because I want to do a better rehab. And then I'm probably going to put a 250 ARV. So I'm taking like 20, 30 grand or a percentage of the actives and the pending, depending on the deal, and then accounting for more rehab costs to make it nicer, some concessions, stuff that's going to, be more appealing to a buyer when they purchase. And then I'm making my acquisition price. But probably like around 60% if I had to give a percentage.
Yeah, that's kind of where we're kind of shooting for.
Yeah.
We could get something 60% or less, we feel pretty confident. If it's kind of cookie cutter, right, stucco tile in a neighborhood. Because
you got to think from a buyer's perspective, it's like if there's active deals at 250, 260 and you go and blast your deal off market at 270, why wouldn't they just go on market and buy a better deal? Like you're not bringing any value to the marketplace. Yeah. So it's like you have to account for what's active, what's pending, and is my deal more competitive? Is my product better than all the rest of it? And that's what we've been doing. I have a couple Mesa flips right now, which we're making good money off of. And last month we sold a deal in like less than a week. And this one it's a mobile home for 265. We have a lot of good activity on. I'm expecting probably a full ask or maybe a couple grand less. But same thing, it comes back to affordability. It's priced competitively. We're one of the cheapest actives. So when the buyers come to the marketplace, they say, hey, this is the best and this is the cheapest. And that's what I try to tell other wholesalers, like you need to be the best and the cheapest. Yeah. And then you'll still make money. You'll still find fucking deals.
We're like, even in New Jersey where I'm like doing that's where I do more actual flips. And
with Steve, right?
Yeah, with Steve.
Nice.
Yeah. And it's been a struggle Steve doesn't like fixing them very nice. He's not like,
really,
he's like fix as low as possible, get it sold. And it's been working, but with a few flips recently, even though they're priced good, like they're just not very nice per se.
Yeah.
And they're struggling on market. I think right now if you kind of have those like kind of dated, little shitty, those are the ones sitting a lot longer.
Yeah.
Compared to like, if you do bring a super nice product at a good price,
it'll sell.
It'll sell.
Yeah, you just can't cut corners anymore. That's the thing. It's like we would throw shit on the market and turn it super quick, but like now it's okay, like you just have to mentally know and account for your costs, your extra costs and your acquisition price and just know, hey, like I can't get away with the stuff I was getting away with, 6 months ago. I do have to give a concession now. I do have to pay the realtor 3%. Right. Like you can't cut every single cost down the line. And on top of that, you just, like I said, you account for more. That's all on your acquisition price. And, I try to educate the seller as much as I can, but most of the time, they'll go with the higher offer and then get canceled and then come back around. We call them boomerang leads.
Yeah.
Because they always come back around. But yeah, dude, it's humbling. It's a humbling experience, and the sellers have to get humbled too.
Correct.
That's the biggest thing.
I've been even just using like letting the sellers know, hey, I got flips, like even if it's not my flips, right? Because we're not getting like crushed by any flips, but using stories like, hey, like flips I bought 6 months ago, I'm about to lose 50, 60K on.
Yeah.
Like I know all you sellers think us flippers are just super greedy, make all this money, but when things go bad, no one's saying, oh man, I wish you would have, those sellers took advantage of you flippers 6 months ago, selling it to you for that price.
Yeah.
So some sellers need to kind of
have they need conversation. To understand. And yeah, if you sold like Open Door, Zillow, like that's not real. That's funny money. Like you sold to someone that's now taking massive losses on the property, backed by Wall Street money too.
Right. So it's like that was a bubble, and who knows? Maybe it comes back, maybe it doesn't. But you can't, like, it's not happening right now. So
of course, yeah,
that time has passed. Like if you wanted to sell to them, you probably should have sold 6 months ago or a year ago.
Yes,
when things were good. So it'll be interesting to kind of see what's going on. Have you changed your strategy from? I know you wholesale, you flip. You do a lot of different things. Like, have you been flipping more compared to wholesaling or vice versa? Yeah,
I mean, cheaper affordability is the biggest thing. I was telling Brandon we picked up a unit in Bullhead City. It was sub 2, and we're going to rent that out. I got that for $120 and wired in $40K at closing, and we're taking over an $80K balance, $700 payment at 4% interest. It rents for like $1,600. Okay. So it's a damn fucking good deal. It's probably worth like $220.
Are you funding like private money?
Or with our cash.
Or are you just going to leave your own cash on deals?
We have for a good amount of them, yeah. But we borrow, hard money and up to as much as we can on every single deal. But then for rentals, like we'll come in with, obviously if the numbers don't make sense enough, then we'll have to wire in some of our own money. But I try to use my money as least as possible, of course. But like we bought a mobile home park for $165 a couple months ago, and that's pretty much all stabilized. We're making like almost $6,000 a month passive off of it.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So
break that deal down.
Yeah, that was fucking we got that for $165. There's 7 units on there in AJ, Apache Junction, for everyone listening that doesn't know. That was from direct seller cold calling. So acquisition price $165. We put I think there's 5 current units, and we rehabbed the 2 of them for about 30K a pop. So that puts us at about $220 acquisition price, and we're making almost $6,000 a month off all the units, cash flow. And then I have 17 units total that I'm partnered with Kurt on, and we're making about $11K passive off of right now.
Okay. So yeah, having rentals seems like the rental guys are definitely struggling the least right now.
Yes. But I haven't paid myself $1 off of that past 3 years of collecting and getting all the units, because we just keep it in there. We use the money to rehab the other mobile homes. It's just like, I haven't assumed anything from that
CapEx stuff, just company, better.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah, just let it roll in there. And
right. So I have like Real Offer, which is the wholesaling business, which, obviously hasn't been doing as well. And then I have the holding company with all the rentals in it, which, we have over 2.5 million of equity probably in it. So we have that company to lean on, but, obviously we get most of the deals from the wholesaling company into the holding company. So, but yeah, that's pretty much.
Yeah, dude, 17 doors. That's a pretty good spot to be in. What's kind of your plan long term? Do you want to grow that to a certain number?
Yeah, I mean, long term, obviously I want to take care of the wholesaling business, always have that printing cash, and then probably just scale up some better deals. Ideally, it's, I want to be in a deal with no money out of pocket, have it be, or get some more sub 2 seller carries. I would love to make like 10K a month passive. And that's, not with maintenance, not with vacancies. Like, you need a shit ton of doors to actually be financially free. Like, people are thinking like, I'm going to get financially free off 4 or 5 doors. I'm like, dude, you got a full-time job. You're fucking taking care of, you're evicting somebody. You're doing maintenance on another thing. Like, you are not financially free off 4 to 5 doors.
Yeah,
you need
at least one AC 20 unit.
Yeah. And I'm partnered on that too. So I'm not even close to my goal. Like, you need 20. I mean, if you make 500 a month, let's say, off a unit, and 10 units, that's 5,000. Yeah, you need like 20 units, in my opinion, depending on your lifestyle. I would say you personally need about 20 units at 500 cash flow per month to be financially free.
Yeah. And 500 like net cash flow.
Net cash. That's fucking hard too.
That's hard to do. And even in like marketing, like the slums in New Jersey D class that we're buying, like even for us to pull that, it's really tough.
Yeah.
You know, so I agree. You need a lot more rentals. Now, do you self-manage those yourself?
We do, yeah.
Yeah.
We do.
That's a job in itself too that some people don't fully recognize or understand that it's not just this.
No, fuck no.
Go to the mailbox every month and
no, dude. That's what, like, you know, that shit takes time. But it is simple. Like, you have really rehab, leasing, collections, and like bookkeeping and shit like that. It is pretty simple once you get it stabilized. And then really my end goal with it is to, you know, scale it up to more doors and then maybe get like a VA or something and create like, I don't know if do you use smartphone?
Yeah. Yeah, we use smartphone.
You can create like a VoIP in smartphone. Mm-hmm. So eventually I'll set up like a VA and do like a VoIP system where the renter calls in and be like, press 1 for maintenance, press 2 for leasing, press 3.
Smart.
Route it to a VA and then put it on like Google Sheets. That's what we use for all our shit. And then have like a VA work with like a handyman or, you know, post on a Google shared sheet like, hey, 123 Main Street needs this work. And then call the handyman, fulfill the order, you know, pay, have the accountant pay it or some shit. But that also costs money too, to have a VA, to have a handyman. Like, so now I need to account for more money. And that means I need more doors to be more financially free. Yeah. So people underestimate the rental game and how hard that really is. Because I've acquired 17 doors over 3 years and I haven't paid myself $1.
Yeah, I have 10 doors that I acquired this year, and I mean I don't see any of that money.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Of course.
And they'll cash flow and stuff, but it's just like you said, it's just kind of, it's not at the point where realistically you could take a significant amount. I also have a partner in it.
Right.
Where it's enough money to like take out where I could just be chilling.
Yeah.
You know, so.
But it's the long game. I like,
do you want to stay in single family or do you maybe want to like get into
more multifamily?
Yeah, like my thought process, I don't personally, I think after doing single family for a while, I don't think I want to build like a huge single family portfolio, like a Zach Keeps type and have like 200 doors and, you know, be managing all of them.
Yeah, that's a shit. I don't know how that guy does that.
Yeah, I mean, he's a beast in general.
He is,
like,
yeah.
We can't, I can't compare myself to him, but
no.
It's just not like, I don't want that model for myself. I realized.
No, hell no.
You know, I want to try to figure out, I don't know, whether it's through syndications or maybe commercial deals or triple nets, something down the road even, but I kind of like stopped on early on. I was like, oh, I'm gonna just get like 50, 100 doors and then I'll just be good and chill.
Right.
But I've kind of come back on that plan after seeing just kind of.
It's a lot of legwork.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, dude, I think I love what you have going on here. You're building a brand, you're getting you know, building your name personally, so that can pay you dividends. It's like that can acquire deals. That pays a lot too, and that gives you dividends that a lot of people don't even mention. Like, I'd rather have a great fucking big ass name than 5 rental properties, because that name can just get me more deals, make me more money, and then allocate that money into the right places.
Right. And I think too, like when you talk about true passive income, single family rentals, that's
a job. That's not passive income.
It's still a job, right?
Yeah.
I look at something, if you get a YouTube channel that's like something like this, and every time we talk for an hour and you just post it and it's making you even a couple bucks every single month for the next 3 years, like that's pretty damn passive.
Yeah.
You know, obviously you have to like record this shit, there's cameras and stuff, but
of course
it's a little different than, you know, dealing with a house and it burns on fire, or, you know, if you don't pay the taxes, the government just takes it from you.
Yeah, dude, it's hard, bro. Rentals are hard. I always loved wholesaling. Wholesaling, you get the best deals, you control the deal, you bring the most value to the marketplace, and if you know what you're doing, you'll build good relationships. You'll have such a fast pulse on the market and exactly what's going on. But yeah, I mean, longer term goals is to put out more content. Like I was telling Brandon, do more videos, come on some more podcasts, try to acquire as many deals as I can from other people, start a title company. That's one of our goals.
I've heard a couple guys with title companies. I haven't looked too much into it. It could be pretty profitable, right?
Yes, very profitable. Extremely. Yeah, Tim kills it with his title company. A lot of people kill it with theirs. And it's like, it's just a leg of what you're already doing. It's an ancillary of business that
it's like a vertical integration into what you're already doing.
Exactly. So it's like, okay, you have, the wholesaling, you have some rentals, you have a title company, maybe you do some lending, or, you have certain, it's all within real estate, but you have different avenues that you make some money off of. So then when things do kind of go up and down, you have different avenues to lean on.
Yeah. Like right now, wholesaling's slow, but the rentals are still coming in. And then if you have a title company,
that comes
a few bucks that way. You don't have to like press so much for that next deal.
Of course.
Because that's something that, I mean, I'm still in that mode of like, where's the next deal at?
Yeah.
And I think kind of a shorter term goal is eventually getting kind of not needing to be in that space sometimes. Because it's a grind when you just wake up in the morning and you're like, where's the next deal come from?
Right. Well, that's why I listen to Tate all the time, and he's like, money in. You always need money in. And it's like, that's the name of the game right now. It's like, but our money is wholesale deals. So that's our active income. That's our way of producing cash. And then it's like, what do you do once you get that cash? And on top of it, you got to make sure you're profitable, and your income is obviously higher than your expenses. And I know I've done a good job of living below my means for the most part, sometimes. But
I see you like some nice dinners.
Some nice dinners here and there.
You're a big steak guy, right?
Big steak guy. Yeah, I've blown a lot of stupid money, but for the most part, I've been pretty smart with it. I got a beautiful house this year. My truck, which I love, I own that thing almost free and clear now. So I'm still super like under leverage, where most people are like getting washed up, where you have $100,000 a month lifestyle and you don't even have, $300,000 in the bank, or you could stop making money today and be bankrupt in like 2 months.
Right.
Which is crazy.
Yeah. And I think too, like over the last couple of years, I was always a little bit more conservative and just kind of like held on to cash. People be like, dude, like
live a little,
or like buy some stocks, or like buy some Bitcoin, or
fucking Bitcoin.
Like all those people the last couple of years though that were like, I don't want cash because cash is trash, and they just put it all in the stock market and crypto. Now that shit's down like 80%.
Yeah.
So now they're running out of cash to just live.
Right.
So now they're I know people are in bad positions where it's like, what do I do? If I can't make enough active income right now, I don't want to sell my Tesla stock down 70%.
Right. Yeah, dude, that's the worst thing you could do is start selling off your assets at a discount, probably because you weren't smart enough to save money for a rainy day. Like you should always have 1 to 2 years straight cash of living expenses, personal living expenses, and then business, at least 6 to 12 months of operating expenses. But, we're tracking all that to a T. I track, my goal next year is to maybe dial back my lifestyle a little bit, track that to a T, make sure I'm not bleeding through any unnecessary money, and just more value spending, value activities, relationships like this, and just working harder.
Yeah, that's what I told Dana when the market slowed down. I was like, gonna be going on a little less trips.
Yeah.
Until the market picks back up.
It's true, man.
Which I think that's the way to kind of do it. But
you ride with the tides. That's what you have to do. You can't be stupid with your money, going on places where your income is not sufficient to your lifestyle.
Yeah, it's like live a little bit, but at the same time,
be smart.
Stay in the game too.
Yes.
I'm seeing people around town like just exiting, closing shop. Yeah. Like, I guess I'll have to go get another job.
I know.
What did you do before? So you got into real estate, what, like 2019?
2019, yeah. I moved out here like 4 years ago. I started working for UPS. I used to work for Enterprise. I was an assistant manager there in New York, and I had a customer that came in, and he worked for UPS, and he was kind of like pitching me on it, and UPS had like this opening for inside sales position in Ahwatukee, Phoenix, and I came out here for that and didn't really like it. The culture was, sucked. The guy next to me was eating a Twinkie every day. It was just like very like low level environment.
Low level corporate. Everyone hates their job and complaining, all that shit. Yeah.
So I just wasn't about it. And then I moved to Old Town and started going out there. I had a buddy in college. I was working at some bars and nightclubs out there. So I started working in there, and I was making more money there than I was at my day job with UPS. So eventually I left UPS and was just working there. And I think I talked to like a couple guys that would come in and tip me pretty good. And they're like, oh, you should get into real estate. Cause I was like, I need something to do during the day. And I didn't know what I wanted to do, but I just wanted to make a lot of money. That's all I ever wanted, was just make a lot of money, be financially free. So then that's how I got into real estate. I joined, I worked for another wholesaler doing acquisitions and finding deals. And then eventually, after a little under a year, left there and started doing some things of my own, doing some deals with my partner, Kurt, now. Eventually, we partnered up, started our thing, and that was going on 3 years ago now.
Yeah.
And that's the wholesaling story in a nutshell.
Yeah, pretty similar to me. Moved from Jersey for a corporate job, left there in 2019.
What year did you move?
When I moved out here, 2015.
Oh shit, okay. So you were, I was 2018. I moved out here.
Yeah. Jersey boys.
Yeah. But I'm going back to New York in a couple hours, so I'm super excited about that. I'm not excited about the weather or anything, but for me, like living out here, dude, the lifestyle it's the best. It's sunny every day, going to the gym, living an active lifestyle. Obviously I like to party and have a good time on the weekends, but in moderation. And it's a good network out here. It's a good community. There's a lot of hustlers and opportunity. And I think if you're about it and you get after it every day, dude, you'll still make money. You'll still get deals. You just adjust with the marketplace. Yeah.
It's just like a totally different environment that what I was accustomed to in like New Jersey. Like you don't just talk to people and it's like, oh, what do you do? Oh, I have like my own real estate business. I have an office here with like cool shit, or
right. Come on in,
like come on in, or
no.
The person that owns this building, he just bought a jet for himself.
Yeah, that's crazy, bro.
He's in his 20s. Like you just don't hear those stories as much, kind of where I grew up. So I think that's what's pretty cool about just kind of the whole Phoenix metro. It's a lot of young people that I think wanted more from maybe like wherever small town they came from. They move out here, big dreams, big goals. And it's a good, if you find the right network, obviously you could, you could find those, $40,000 a year Scottsdale ballers.
Oh yeah, 30K millionaires.
Yeah.
I used to be. I'm a retired 30K millionaire.
Yeah, me too.
Now I'm a natural millionaire. But
funny how that works.
Yeah, but yeah, dude, it's cool. Like the parties you have at your house, Cody. The fact that our little network is like within a square foot radius. But everybody, at least for me, you have to be in the East Valley. I want to be close to Scottsdale. And I want to be close to the airport. Because if you're not from here, I don't want to be, up in Carefree or some shit. Like that's too far.
Yeah.
If people come into town, I want them to easily be able to come to my place, chill, hang out, have some drinks, barbecue, swim.
Yeah, you're a great host.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So are you.
Food's always on point over at your place. Shout out to DJ.
We did. Oh, shout out to DJ. Yeah, dude. We cook a lot of food there.
Yeah. No, which that's what I love, man. It's you live a pretty humble life. You seem pretty disciplined in what you do too. Like, see you at the gym. Now, do you have like are you pretty structured in your day?
Yeah, super structured.
Like, do you wake up certain times, do certain tasks? Like how does your day typically look like?
My day to day, I'm crazy disciplined and habitual. Like I'll wake up at around 6:30, get up. I'll probably listen to like a Tate podcast or something. And now since it's cold, I'll just walk back and forth in my house because it's too freezing to go outside. And that'll like wake me up because I do read in the morning too. But like, I don't like to read right away because I'm not like focused or there yet. So I'll get up, drink a bunch of water, and then I'll just walk back and forth in my house for like maybe 15 minutes to like get my body up and awake. And then I'll go into my office. I'll read a little bit. Maybe just I'll journal usually every day. Just go over like personal things, habits, things I want to accomplish. That way it's just reiterated every day. And then I'll read a little bit. I'll stretch. I'll do some push-ups, some band works, which maybe for like 15, 20 minutes. And then I'll shower. I'll get to the office at 8:30. I have like a one-on-one meeting with my partner, go over kind of daily things. And then probably I'll do some dispo stuff from like 9 to 12, send out some deals for the guys, try to sell some deals. 12 to 1, I'll hit lunch. And then 1 to 4 is just tying up some loose ends, making sure deals get closed, helping the act guys with some sales stuff. I'll try to sprinkle in like a deal a week, and I'm out of there at 4. I see you at the gym probably like 5 or something. Sarah will usually make me some dinner Monday through Thursday, and then just chill from there.
What time do you typically go to bed at?
I'd like to be in bed by 9, like unwinding by 9. So yeah. I'm in bed. I'm not asleep by 9, but I'm mentally like unwinding. But same thing, like when I wake up, I want to be like at work, and I've already been up for almost 2 hours, like moving around. So that way I feel more focused and ready to go. Like when I used to work at UPS, I'd have to be at work at 9. I'd be up at 8:40, probably half drunk from the night before, and then get there at 9. So there's just no like focus or, you know, actual preparation for the day, which for me, I win the day in the morning, not like when I get to work. That's my kind of motto.
Yeah. I've gone through different phases. I've gone like super disciplined. Right now, like the last like year, I've been like a little less. Yeah. But I don't know. I like to try different things too.
Yeah. For me, it's
to see what I like, what I don't like, and make adjustments from there.
Well, that's the thing. Your body has to get used to new habits and stuff like that. And all you can do is just test and adjust from there, like you said.
Yeah, I think I'm going to get a little bit more structured in like kind of checklist stuff. Like, what do I want to accomplish today? Yeah. And just try to, I think it's good to kind of go through different waves and figure out, like, I always get caught sometimes, like, where's the line of happiness and discipline and, you know, you listen to some guys like Tate, it's like escape the matrix, do this like nonstop. And I buy into a lot of that stuff, but at the same time, like everyone's life is different. I was just hearing Grant Cardone, he was spitting yesterday about like, if you don't make at least 400K, you should like be ashamed of yourself. And like, you can't take care of your family. And I just look at that though, like I understand the point he's saying for like maybe ambitious people like us, right? But everyone's different. Like 400K, like you could live like a super, super happy life. And like, you could be crushing life way better than someone making $4 million a year. Right.
Yeah. It all depends on what you want to accomplish. What's your personal goals? Are you happy with how you feel in your own skin? Are you a fat piece of shit? Like, you know, it depends what you want and how you feel. It's like, I think I'm a pretty happy, healthy, and handsome guy. And it's like, I'm already good. So this is just enhancing on who I already am, essentially. Like, I have most of the things going on. So now I just want to build off that and get more and attract more. And yeah, for me, I'm usually happy every day, but usually I'm happy when I'm making money. So when I'm not making money, I'm not too happy. So I go back and forth, but yeah, I'm super hard on myself. Like, I don't sugarcoat it. Like, I need to get up and fucking make money every day. I need to get money coming into my account every fucking day. Yeah. And that's why people are like, some of these new people are like so fucking retarded. They're like, how do I make my LLC, or how do I do this or that? I'm like, dude, just make some fucking money first.
Like, who cares?
Right. Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah, so asking all these tax questions. It's like, dude, I've been doing real estate for like a few years, and I like still, I'm like, I have to focus on tax like pretty soon. Right. I still need money coming in. Like, yes, yeah. You know, it's just it's almost like a mindset. Yeah. Of what you kind of need to do, and What do you see like new people that get into the business and succeed and the ones that don't?
Well, really, they can do math. You're just not retarded. But probably just like, I think the people that succeed, they all have similar traits. Like, you know, they're super comfortable with people. They're networkers. Like, you can just tell when someone has it or not. Like, I can usually talk to somebody and within 2 minutes, like no bullshit, within 2 minutes, I could tell, is that person like going to be a natural player or not? Like, I don't know. There's just some, I learned a thing at like a mastermind, discernment. It's called, like, your judge of you can judge someone's character. And I think I've got a pretty good pulse on that if someone's going to succeed. And like I said, it's just about how they carry themselves, what they've done before. Like, we have such a easy barrier to entry that we get so much riffraff coming in. And sure, they'll get deals or whatever, but they're not going to succeed and actually build a business and get influence and get a following. So I think it comes down to like who they are as a person. Like, are they in shape? Are they disciplined? Are they healthy? Like, so many of those traits like will carry on to your success in other fields, especially in wholesaling, when you're getting mentally abused every day.
Right. It's not a easy business to be in.
No.
Do you like if people reach out to you, I get a lot of, you know, it's like, I want this so bad. How could I bring value? Like obviously you were saying network and masterminds. How would you recommend someone to start getting into, you know, your circle or networking with high level people?
Yeah. For me, it's like, dude, I've learned something super important. And the biggest thing in this life, it's like, when you talk to somebody, like, they don't give a fuck about you. The only thing that's going through their head is, what can you do for me? So if you already know that going into anything in life, like even when I call bankers, when I call other lenders, when I call people, or when I call someone and when I want to build a relationship with them, I'm always thinking like, well, what can I do for them first? Or what do I have? Like, when I call realtors, like, I'll never call a realtor to build a relationship and be like, hi, I'm Dan. Like, it's just, hey,
what does that mean?
Right. I'm Dan. By the way, I have a deal that I want to sell right now. Like, I'm bringing you an opportunity. So it's like always knowing, like, coming to the table with something, leading with value. Like, that's the biggest thing, is like, what can you do for them? Figure out what you can do for them, whether that's bringing them an opportunity, whether that's saving them time somehow, figuring out the way to add value to their life before you start trying to get value for you. That's the biggest thing. And someone that wants to get in my circle, it's like, hey, like, I have a deal, I have a mobile home, I have this opportunity that can make me money, but most importantly, make you money.
I even tell people it could be as simple as, even if you have nothing to bring, you're like, dude, I'm willing to just go knock doors for you.
Right.
You know, hey, can you give me a list of 100 houses and I could just go knock the doors? I'm not looking for anything.
Right.
Just want to get out there. Sure. Here you go. And see if they do something with it. But
of course.
Do you pay much for masterminds? I know you mentioned masterminds. Like, do you? Yeah,
I spent over like 30 grand last year in masterminds.
What's your thoughts on like investing in masterminds? Because I kind of have mixed. Like, I'm almost, from one sense, the same thing like we were just talking about, bringing value to others. I feel like I should be able to network with the right people if I have enough value to bring.
Yeah.
So it's almost like, I was also like, probably why I didn't like join a frat in college.
Right.
I was like, I'll make my own friends through value, not kind of pay a fee. So I kind of feel sometimes like masterminds have a little bit of like that, like fratty, like pay to play
It fee. Depends. Like, we're paying Gary Harper 50 grand for his coaching program that we're on right now, which has helped us tremendously, and they're awesome people. So we're in that Sharper coaching program, which is more of a coaching program, not a mastermind.
Yeah.
But what I've found the most value for, it's like, I've gone to a lot of masterminds, and it's one, you usually 99% of the time always get your money back because you make a good relationship, you meet a cool guy, you know, they give you a lender, they give you a resource, somehow you inherently get the money back from that. But the best masterminds are usually you pay between 3 to 5K. There's no upsell, there's no community. There's no extra coaching program, or there's no level. There's no like general admission and then VIP and then double VIP. Like, none of that bullshit. Like, nothing that's being sold. So it's like, go to those masterminds, like where you pay $3,000 to $5,000. It's all the same level. You go to the same activities, and it's probably about 35 to 50 people max. That's where you're going to get the best masterminds. And that's where you just learn from people. Like Chris Rude has good masterminds, smaller.
Yeah, I've seen his. I like him. I've never met him, but he seems like a cool dude.
Yeah. That one's worth it every time. You pay $5,000 or something like that. You're in a room of 30, 40 people. You learn, you get some value. Maybe there's a speaker that you're gravitating towards. So I've always found that those are the best ones. Those values, not anything more than 50 people at this point where I'm at, unless it's someone I really want to connect with. I'm just not too interested.
Yeah. I feel like if it's too big, then the messaging has to become more simple and broad.
Right.
And like you already know that. Like you kind of want the details.
Exactly. I don't want to, and if it's more than 50 people, there's obviously a sell or something. You're selling something. So, which is fine. I don't knock anyone's hustle, but you got to think of yourself if you're paying for that money, and think about if you pay $3,000 to $5,000 for a mastermind, think about all the bullshit that's cut out of there, as opposed to Joe Schmo paying $100 for his general ticket at an event of 500 people. Like, then like you don't have like someone coming up to you, what list do you pull? It's like, dude, I fucking pull every list. I don't fucking know.
Looking for the secret sauce. And you're like, bro, there is no secret sauce. You got to fucking grind.
Exactly. So like these masterminds that I go to, it's more like, these guys are already making a couple million a year, and they're trying to add value to you, and they're giving you, nationwide lenders, DSCR lenders, and just more value that you're getting. You might pay a little higher cost than some other things, but you just get more value. And these people I still talk with, on a regular basis through Instagram messaging calls. Like, it's pretty awesome to build those. I have nationwide relationships everywhere.
Yeah. Yeah. I've been thinking about maybe attending some this next coming year, doing a little bit more. I've had, I don't know, it's tough too. Like in the influencer space too, I've seen so much like garbage going around.
Yeah.
That
most of it's most garbage.
Yeah. It's so much garbage that it's hard to like pick and choose and really know like, who's going to provide value, where am I going to meet those real relationships versus like just some bullshit sales pitch.
Yeah. Well, that's why I think, like I said, the biggest thing is a $3,000 to $5,000 one, smaller, intimate. You'll get value out of that. But we should like put on a meetup or some shit.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too. Like doing some stuff like that. Almost to your point, like we've been to like the free ones, and as cool as they are, and sometimes you do meet that like new wholesaler that maybe then you could like get a really good deal from. But so much energy is just, it doesn't turn into anything. Yeah. That it's almost like, is it worth the energy and my time?
Well, a lot of people are wholesale horse too. They'll like, tell every flipper they want to do some business with them, but they're telling that to like 12 other people, That's why I call them wholesale horse.
Never heard that. Wholesale horse.
Yeah. They try to talk to everybody, go to everything, and never do any business, and just try to waste your time.
We don't have to name them, but you've seen people.
There's a lot of dirty horses
that go to the same, like all of the meetups, but then you're like, are you ever doing deals?
Right. Or are you ever actually bringing value?
Like value, or are you just like showing up and being a fanboy, or just
cheerleader,
just
cheerleading? You're not a natural player.
Yeah.
That's the thing.
Yeah. You could weed those out kind of pretty quickly. But that's even why I do the podcast, is a lot for like, instead of masterminding, is building relationships, networking, providing value, where, I've had multiple people like, oh dude, like I guess someone saw your podcast and I got a deal from it. I was like, that's awesome. Like,
hell yeah.
Now you look at it, it's like, okay, that's like a check for me of value that I bring to that person.
Right.
Who knows, like in the future, how that could play off, or, like pay off down the road, possibly with a deal or future business endeavors. But I think it's a good way to kind of combine those two.
Absolutely, man.
But I'm down. I'm trying to do something local. I've just been trying to figure out what to do. There's so many people in Phoenix doing a lot of things. Yeah. That it's like, hard to figure out what your own spin on it is. And
well, I think our spin is, we're more scrappy East Coast guys that like don't really give a fuck. It's a lot of, there's some people like, there's a Mexican community. Right. There's a super spiritual, I love temping those guys, and
they're
got
like
their
spiritual
meditation. Where
the sharks are, the Mexican community.
There's the Mormon community. There's, but then there's just the ruggedy New York, New Jersey guys that don't give a fuck community.
Yeah.
Like us.
Like even like the Sub 2 Astro, good people, love those dudes, but it's not our tribe. Like it's not like good people, right? But
those guys wouldn't be coming over for a barbecue or something.
You know what I'm saying? It's like you just even meet those people and like the way they introduce themselves, it's like,
right, you're freaking me out.
Yeah, bro. Do you have a name, or you're gonna address Sub 2?
Definitely cut this out.
No, man, it's all good. But yeah, I think there is little segments, and I think some people do resonate with kind of the more gritty style. And
yeah, well, birds of a feather flock together. It's like, that's why I love Kurt, DJ. All those. We're all
hustlers.
Similar upbringings. Yeah, hustlers. Yeah.
Yeah, from the start. We'll have to make something happen soon, man. Do you have any plans for like next year on what you want to accomplish differently from this year, or is it just kind of like same thing, try to find wholesale deals, build the rental portfolio out, or anything new that you want to accomplish?
We're honing in on that. I got my general like figures and stuff like that. I'll probably have more specifics within the week, but like wholesaling wise, we want to make about $2 million, which is about $166 a month. Super doable. Wholesale fees are a little lower. But I try to make a realistic goal. I don't be like, oh, I'm going to make $500,000 a month. But I also want to shoot a little bit. So that's why we'll make $2 million, which is $166 a month. That's about 11 deals at $15K a pop. So very doable. Something that is within reach. And then probably do like $1 million flipping, which equates to about like 88 or something like that a month, or 87. Probably a little wrong, but that's about maybe 2 to 4 deals from referrals, from stuff like this, or from social media. Make about 25 to 30K a pop on a flip. That's 3 right there. That pays for that. Make some money off some title company stuff. Probably start our own title company. Build up some more units. I don't have a specific goal on the units yet or the cash flow, but keep that getting stabilized. I want to get a little more healthier this year personally, and but yeah, that's it for money wise. It's about $2 million for a wholesaling company, $1 million for flipping, and then just identify other opportunities to make money on. Put out more content. That's some of my goals. You
have interest like outside of real estate, or everything you want to do you want to keep within the realm of real estate?
I think up for the next couple of years, I'm locked into real estate, but my goal, like, maybe big goal, if we're talking 5+ years away, like I would like to, buy a business or something, some service-based business, and buy it for like $1 million, put 20% down, go to a bank, get most of the funding, or maybe even direct to seller carry a business, buy it for like $1 million, fix it up, get the right employees, start it, get it turning, and then sell it for like 10-20 million. That would be ideal. Is flip a business. But yeah, I met these guys at a mastermind too, and their whole thing was acquisitions of business, and they go direct to seller.
I've been seeing
for businesses.
A lot more people do that recently.
Yeah,
which
it's high level shit, dude. Because then you sell to like a private equity firm or something. Like that's where you make the money. But like that's obviously you need good partnerships. You need the time and the money. So that's like a longer term goal. But for now, I'm 100% invested in my real estate business, making money there, taking care of my people that are working for us there. And then just try to identify other opportunities and build out more of what we already have.
Yeah. I think a sole focus like that is pretty good. There's a lot of shit I want to do, but I'm always like,
you gotta,
like it's like there's time, dude, like we're young, right? We have a whole lifetime to do all these other things, but just get really, really good and deep, top level one thing. And then other things kind of come along. I even think with like Flip Lab, like I even made it as it's real estate, but it doesn't have to be real estate. Right. You could flip your life. You could flip anything. That's like true, you want to get started in I think just making money in general, like flipping, the concept of flipping is always
changing your life,
like businesses and stuff. So that was always kind of my vision too, but like focus on real estate starting out, and maybe as time goes on, you know, you could then start branching out once you know, have respect and influence and like, okay, this guy kind of knows what he's doing.
Right.
Do you have any predictions on the market?
Yeah, I mean, it's probably going to be, I don't have a crystal ball obviously, but it's probably going to be tough for the next couple months. Sellers, like I said, are going to have to get humbled. There's going to be a weird period, but try to, you know, if you're a newer person watching this and to give some value to it, it's like try to learn creative finance, make a cash offer, make a creative finance offer. Don't get rid of the leads that sold with someone else. Hold on to those leads because they'll probably come back around. And just weather the storm, you know, cut some costs where you can, reduce some expenses. If you have liabilities or people that are not producing, you know, get rid of them and hunker down for a bit, and the market will come back around. I think it's going to stabilize and then just go back to normal wholesaling and flipping. And then you'll be fine there if you keep chucking along. Yeah,
we'll see what, I think a lot right now, it's weird. It's so, it was like forced due to rates almost,
right,
as the main factor. And it looks like, you know, Fed's slowing down, but it seems like they're still going to do smaller rate increases. But I feel like we've kind of like, we hit the peak of them going crazy, and now they're like slowing down. And I think eventually once it starts going lower too, and rates actually start dropping again, I think you're going to see a big boost in pricing and stuff. So
yeah,
just tough to tell how long that plays out for.
Yeah, but we'll see. Everything will be fine.
Yeah. Well, dude, thanks for coming on today. I know you got to catch a flight back to the East Coast.
Yeah.
Enjoy that shitty weather over there.
I will. Yeah. Thank you for having me on, bro. I appreciate it.
Absolutely, seriously, man. Been a long time coming. If people want to find you, do some deals with you, what's the best way to reach out?
Instagram, Danny Mcbrinn. That's probably the best way of reaching out. So shoot me a DM, or I think my phone number's on there too. But
awesome, bro. Appreciate it.
All right. Thanks, Rick.